So I'm here with Cody Rhodes. All In is right around the corner. Cody, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I took all the little details of All In, like all the detail work, stuff as simple as, are we using, Sears Center bike rack covers and things of that nature for the show. Wow. And so every day has been a different, very long email, very thorough, this and that. So it's cool, though. It's what I wanted to do. I wanted to cover all the details.
Absolutely. I actually wanted to ask you what a typical week has been like for you lately, but I'm sure it's just completely different week to week, right?
Yeah. What's comparing to like normally getting ready for a match and thinking about just the match element of it. In this case, the thing that's been new to me is just having to stay up really late and do all these emails, because production-wise, this is our first time directing any type of production, me, Matt, and Nick, and there are a lot of questions that people have, and I'm sure we'll get there, and there'll be some gleaming issue, and I'll go like, yep, probably should have figured that out, but hopefully it all goes well.
Well, have ROH and New Japan, have they been providing any guidance or anything for this?
Yeah, big time. Well, ROH has. So, initially when we were like, okay, let's self-fund it and let's self-promote it, we did have to ask ROH, can we do that? Mm-hmm. Because me, Matt, and Nick currently are exclusive there, which they were almost too excited about. Like, oh, yeah. I don't know if they thought we wouldn't get it, or if Joe Koff seems very confident in us. Mm-hmm. And so he gave us many resources at his disposal, including Gary Juster. Gary Juster has been working in wrestling since I was a little kid. You can see him on the WWE Network on several of the Clash of Champions, shows that they have featured there. So Gary's been around forever. He used to work for my dad. And he doesn't work for me in this moment, but he worked with us as far as helping us secure the building. You need someone from that perspective. It's kind of strange when three guys, trust me, I've tried with several buildings, email a building and say, hey, we want to run this massive show. Right. So Gary's been really helpful. And as we got near the broadcast announcement, the Ring of Honor broadcast crew, we're using a lot of in-house guys, not entirely in-house. It's a little bit of a combination of New Japan and Ring of Honor and a couple guys from my world coming in. So yeah, they've been real good about that. Very good.
Yeah, and I was watching the All Incoming special this morning, the All S specials, which has been great. Who came up with that idea, and how has it been working with Dave Lagana and Billy Corgan on those?
Well, Lagana, if you watch the video this morning, which I woke up and saw it because I was up late, and then there it was already out. Lagana is also one of the people who was close to my dad. We talk about like the 5 friends, the rotating 5 friends he had. Lagana was one of them. And I just stayed close with Lagana. Lagana is the reason I never, signed anything with TNA. I just shook Lagana's hand and did those Impact shows, and I had fun when I did those. But he's the reason for that happening, and his relationship with Billy and what they intend to do. They're running the real long form, the long game. And I really admire people who are out there doing stuff for the long game, because in the world of independent, let's see if this can go viral wrestling, the long game is sometimes forgotten, and they seem to have a good beat on where they want the NWA to go. So I've had nothing but no complaints, other than, I don't know if you noticed in the interview, I've got bags under my eyes at this point. I'm so... no complaints, but I've been missing a lot of sleep, whereas Nick just looks like, he could walk onto a movie set tomorrow, just sleeping like a baby, it looks like.
Right. Asked you about changing your hair color back to brown. What has the fan response been to that?
I think people had just gotten used to the blonde.
Right.
And I think the blonde had kind of a symbolism behind it, not like an evil symbolism, but I guess there was kind of an evil symbolism behind it. And I had just gotten used to the blonde. Mm-hmm. So when they told me, going back to do these 5 episodes of Arrow, I was clearly really excited. But when they said I couldn't be blonde, it stung. It stung a little. It also stung a little when I walked on the set and one of my, I can't say too much here, but one of the people sharing this particular scene with me was a total bleach blonde. And I thought, but yeah, no, I think we got rid of it too soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if you saw the blonde make a random appearance, a random return. A lot of work for my hair because it's so dark, but hey, it's not gone forever.
Gotcha. And Stephen Amell, the star of Arrow, will be a part of All In as well. How is it to have him be a part of this? And is he working a lot in the ring right now?
So I'm actually today. I go to Vancouver, not for Arrow. I'll go to Vancouver, and all tomorrow we've got an independent wrestling promotion in Vancouver. I believe it's ECCW, but I could be totally wrong. I might text you what it correctly is. They've loaned him their ring, and Stephen Ames, I think he wants to surprise. First time I was ever in the ring with him, and he springboarded in and stuck the landing and squared off with me when I was Stardust. Mm-hmm. I was surprised, and the Brooklyn crowd was surprised. And I think now where this is an elevated level, you can't just get away with these little, he's athletic. You're going to have to bring something new to the table, and I think he's prepared to do so. I'm looking forward to that match for the people who are looking forward to it, and for the people who it's the one match they're like, come on, So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. So obviously, when you left WWE, no event since WCW closed down had sold 10,000 tickets, and now there's been 2.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? And you being the first, and obviously your influence definitely had a lot to do with the Madison Square Garden show as well, even though it's not totally official yet if you'll be there or not. What are your thoughts on the state of non-WWE wrestling right now?
I think the yearning for a different product is really strong. WWE, there hasn't been any really significant change since 2001 in wrestling. Mm-hmm. And WWE provides so much good content, so much just good, wholesome content, but they're still the only one. And I think it's just finally reached ahead, and the players who are involved in making this happen, where people, I'm going to check this out. I'm going to, I remember growing up and there was WCW and there was WWE, or I remember growing up and there was this and this, and if they were a territory person, I think it's a real good opportunity for people to check out something different. Because it will be nothing like a WWE show. They've mastered what they do, and but they don't own pro wrestling.
Right.
They own WWE, and it's the worldwide company, but pro wrestling is everywhere. And 2 huge sellouts like that says a lot about what the fans want. Hopefully there's a third and a fourth, and hopefully it continues to keep rolling.
Absolutely. And CM Punk had recently said that he will not be a part of All In. Had you talked with him about possibly appearing at the show before?
Yeah. I mean, I talked to him just vaguely, and he even, I think at one point said, no one's asked me, hey, here's how much we'll pay you, and here's who you'll wrestle. And then Matt actually made a full offer and a full pitch for his services, and I think Punk is focused on the mixed martial arts element of his career. And, one of the reasons we didn't first come right out and say, hey, here's who we want you to wrestle, is because I think we just wanted him to be part of the event. For a lot of fans, he's captured their imagination, and even after the amount of time he's been gone, he has a mythical presence to them. And I thought it would be good for him to connect with them. But that's me, nobody owns Punk but Punk. Right. So if he wants to do mixed martial arts and stuff, man, go for it. He was always very nice to me, and really helpful to me in OVW. I always looked at All In from the perspective of it's about the present and future of the industry, and not really about kind of not that this would be, but not really about cheap pops. And I'm sure there's plenty of them on the show. But Matt had finally reached out to him and made a real offer, and I think Punk is pretty set on not being part of it, and that's okay. He'll get to see a lot of the fans the day before at 1 hour tease, and I'm happy if he's happy.
And I know you're swamped. Just a couple questions real quick. WGN America will air All In 0 hour, 6 p.m. Eastern. What does that mean for the show, and as far as being able to reach new audiences on that station?
Well, I think they've got a channel that reaches 77 million homes. The penetration is there, and you're talking about the milestones of 2 big arena shows. The fact that wrestling is returning to TV and it's not WWE, and to be nationwide. That's why we decided, this isn't going to be a pre-show. It's going to be just a different part of the show, and the 0 hour portion of All In. That's how it came about. And you have a tag match like SCU with Frankie and Sky versus the Briscoes, and then the aptly named Over the Budget Battle Royal, which is going to have more than 15 competitors. I don't know why I ever listed 15, but I'm really looking forward to that, to see who hits the ROH title shot later that night at All In.
Absolutely. And the last question, with the Over the Budget Battle Royal, how difficult is it to choose who will be in it? Because I'm sure there's a ton of people that want to be a part of the show.
Well, I mean, it's more about, maybe the young and hungry. Obviously, there's a legend like Billy Gunn in there, and there's a few other individuals of kind of that credibility in there. But it's more about people who reached out to us and said they wanted to be part of it, and how could they be part of it. And it's also difficult to get anybody really expensive, because as silly as it sounds, everything that you see on the ring, the apron, the skirts, the buckles, I sold those soft goods to pay for the Over Budget Battle Royal. So, you also want to get like Marco Stunt, who's not going to charge you an arm and a leg, who just wants the opportunity to get out there and show the world who he is, so. Right. But we'll see. Spend it now, make more later.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. I'm going to stop the recording here.